I know where you're hiding. Meredith, Meridew, this is your gift.
Today I'm going to review Theatre of Blood from 1973. As you can see from the cast, it's massive. All good actors, really impressive cast. It's a horror comedy and it stars Vincent Price as Edward Lionheart, Diana Rigg as Edwina Lionheart, Ian Hendry as Peregrine Devlin, Harry Andrews as Trevor Dickman, Robert Coote as Oliver Larden, Michael Hordern as George Maxwell, Robert Morley as Meredith Meridew, Carol Brown as Chloe Moon, Jack Hawkins as Solomon Saltley, Arthur Law as Horace Sprout, Dennis Price as Hector Snipe, Milo O'Shea as Inspector Boot, Eric Sykes as Sergeant Dog, Diana Dors as Maisie and Madeline Smith as Rosemary. Directed by Douglas Hickox. Runs 104 minutes. And Vincent Price has stated that this is one of his favourite films because of all the Shakespeare stuff. Also, Diana Rigg regards it as her best film. And it's one of my favourite Vincent Price films. To be or not to be? That is the question. Fuck off. The plot's about this actor who thought he would win an award, played by Vincent Price, and he thinks like years ago he'd win this award, but the critics gave it to someone else. He was so annoyed that he went into the office and pinched the award while they were all sitting, and goes onto the top of the balcony and like commits suicide. He throws himself into the river, but he gets rescued by this group of tramps. Later on he plots his revenge on the critics who didn't give him the award. So each one of the critics is on a list. He's killing them off, like in a Shakespeare play. Like when someone gets killed in a Shakespeare story, he's reenacting the whole scene and killing them off in elaborate deaths. Right from the start, where you say the titles, you know it's going to be a great film. The music, the very first death, it's really scary. This guy gets stabbed to death by these tramps, and Vincent Price is in disguise all the time, different characters he's playing throughout the film. The very first death, he's dressed as a policeman. Really creepy, and Vincent Price uses his voice to perfection in this film. Deliberately exaggerates his voice because it's velvety all the time. In all his horror films he has a great voice, but in this one he emphasises it. He's a really menacing character throughout this film. Really impressed by his acting. You can tell by his eyes, very starey. You can tell like his character is really angry at these bloody critics. Like he's really wanting his revenge on them. But at the same time he's like a tragic character. Like you do feel sorry for him. Diana Rigg's great in this. She plays his devoted daughter, and she helps with the crimes against these critics, helps father Vincent Price to kill them. I think this is her best performance. She's even better in this than she is in the TV show The Avengers. Ian Hendry actually plays the kind of hero in this film. It's strange casting, because he usually plays seedy kind of characters. But in this he's kind of the good guy. He was one of the critics on the list that's about to get killed, and Price is saving him till last because he hates him the most. And the film's kind of like a homage to the Phibes films. It's very similar to both of them Dr. Phibe films, where Price is out for revenge and he's killing them off a list. But in this it's even more funnier and humorous. And it's sort of a sly skit as Shakespeare plays, because in the film it's kind of saying that these plays are violent, which they are actually. The stories are quite violent. So this film's kind of emphasising how gruesome at times these players can be. But the highlight of the film has to be the actual set pieces of the elaborate deaths throughout the film. There's some brilliant ones. Right from the start, the very first death, Michael Hordern gets stabbed to death by the tramps. And you say loads of gory blood, so it kind of sets the scene that this film is going to be quite violent. There will be gory bits in it, so really impressive. And Price is superb in it as the policeman. There's a good one where Arthur Lowe gets beheaded in bed because there's this strange box in his bedroom, and Price and his daughter dressed up. They come out as surgeons. The hypodermic needle in both of them is him and his wife, so they're asleep. And Price puts on these gloves and actually gets a saw and saws his head off while he's asleep. Really gruesome scene, that. My favourite death's the Robert Morley one, where he's Meredith Meridew, and he's at home and he has these two poodles, and he goes home and he's looking for them. Where's my babies? And Vincent Price comes out saying he's on telly, this is your dish. And he gives them a pie to eat, and he thinks he's getting filmed on a TV show eating this pie. And it turns out it's his bloody poodles baked in the pie. And when he finds out, Price gets them on the table, puts a funnel in his mouth, and rams this other pie down his gullet, and kills them that way. Really gruesome way to kill someone. Really graphic.
Hey Phil, I think them bloody mince pies you get out of Grigg's are made of bloody poodles. Bloody awful.
Price actually met his wife on this film, and he actually kills her in the film. He's playing this really camp character called Butch. Probably the most campest character I've ever seen.
Hello, I'm Butch. Hey, dishy hair.
Hey, I'm Butch.
Comes in and gets her in this hairdresser's, puts curlers in her hair, and bloody electrocutes her. Brilliant makeup as well. When you see her after she's died, all her face is all like scabs and burn marks. Really effective makeup, actually. You only see it briefly, but it's really good. There's a really effective scene where he kills this guy with a spear, the character of Hector Snipe. But before that, you hear a lot of Vincent Price's voice as Hector Snipe's coming into the room.
Look, Hector, how the sun begins to set. How ugly night comes breathing at his heels.
Really good use of Price's voice in that scene. Then some guy also gets his heart cut out from the Merchant of Venice. So Price cuts his heart out. So there's all these deaths, and they're really well done. It makes the film really impressive. All the tramps, the homeless people, all used to good effect as well. They're quite a scary bunch, actually. Where eventually Price goes after Ian Hendry, and at the end he's got a device with these two daggers that are going to put his eyes out, and the last thing he'd say is Price getting hold of the Greatest Actors Award. But he gets saved, and at the end he stops Vincent Price's Edward Lionheart. There's a sad bit where Diana Rigg's character gets killed. Vincent Price is holding her up, like crying and stuff. He goes out on the rooftops and a blast of fire kills him because he set the theatre alight. And that's how the film finishes. So I thought this film was a masterpiece, a horror comedy, because it's genuinely funny at times and really horror and gruesome. Reminds us a bit of the mixture that American Werewolf in London used. That was a good laugh and really scary. So an excellent film. This is definitely my favourite Vincent Price film. So out of 10 I'm giving it top marks, 10 out of 10. Brilliant film. What do you think, Dors? Do you like it?
Hey Phil, after all them bloody reviews you done, I bet some bugger will want to kill you.
No, I haven't done that many bad reviews, Bones.
I don't know as much. All them bloody bad reviews of Jodie Whittaker as Doctor Who. I bet if you ever saw her, she'd bloody kill you.
Bloody hell. Okay, everybody, bye. See you next time. Like, share, and subscribe. Bye. Bye.
But of course he was madly overacting as usual. But you must admit he did know how to make an exit.